Welcome to my space and thoughts on all things adventure and travel and fun. So I just want to give you guys a brief story on how the bug of adventure caught me. So could be 8 or 9 years old, living in Jamhuri Phase 1, and we used to have so much fun. Those are the days, that was 1999. Wow, that was the year 1999. And we used to love playing outside. Outside was everything. If you were to be punished by a parent, it would be stay indoors. So outside for us was everything. And we used to go on these things called adventure or adventures for those who would not be able to understand that. And I had, of course, older friends in the neighborhood. And there's a time I used to follow them, and they used to go and walk places far off that I never knew. And sometimes I'd go with them, halfway through I'd get scared and then come back. So there's one day I decided, let me be brave and see what is on the other side. There's a place I wanted to go called Roland Camp. And for those who don't know, Roland Camp is a place where guys go camping. I knew of it through the Adventurer and Pathfinders Club, which is the scouts for church, for my church. And that's how I got to know about it. So I thought I wanted to go and see it for myself and explore it for myself and find out where it is, not having gotten there by car. Yeah. Now from Jamhuri Phase 1, if you know how far Roland Camp is, open Google Maps, put Roland Camp and Jamhuri Phase 1. Imagine a small girl, 8 years old, 9 years old, deciding to go for a nice walk, long walk by herself. So that was me. It was, of course, school holidays, and I decided to leave the house at around, I ran away. I think the lack of a better word is I ran away from home at around, I think 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Decided to go past the kiosks, jump over. There was a fence that was closed in with barbed wire, so you had to find a way to get through it, to go through that. Right, what meets you right at the front there is rail tracks. There was a railroad there. There was a train that used to pass. Then from there, that was what separated us, Jamhuri, from the showground, which we just used to cross over and you're at the showground. So from there, got through the small space of barbed wire, went through, used the rail tracks to lead me to the tarmac road, which I believe is Kibera. That was our estate was very close to Kibera. So from the rail tracks down to the tarmac road, there I was by myself, alone, unaccompanied at 9 years old. Only God. down the corner, it was not a really well done tarmac road. Tarmac road, I remember it was a really like long corner, walked down really feeling afraid and sure of myself, down, then up the hill. I was actually very scared, guys, very scared because I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I could have died. Up the hill, and I was not getting to Roland. Kept walking, looking for the signage, Roland Camp, not finding it. But I think after maybe, could be 20 minutes or what could all of be, even 15 minutes, but for my tiny little legs, it felt like an eternity, you know. Then I got to Roland Camp after such a long time, got to get to the gate, to see the place, and then I was like, yes, I made it. My first solo trip, if you want to call it that. So I just saw the place and decided I need to rush back home because of time. You know, if your parent does not catch you or your guardian in the house when they get home, you get a beating. So of course I carried my little legs back home, down the hill, round the really wide corner through Kibera, get yourself to the rail tracks. And actually there was a train that passed. I don't know if it was coming up, could have been going back, a train that crossed, and it was a bit scary because it's such a huge thing, you know. And then, yeah, of course, waited for it to pass, crossed over, went through to the backside of the kiosk, through the barbed wire, which of course was opened up, and got back home in time. You know, if you get home before dark, you get home after dark, you get a thorough beating. So I got home, and for me, that was my first adventure. I think that's where I got the bug bit me for exploring. I wanted to know what is out there, what you can do by yourself, what you can learn. For me, I'd not, number one, advise that you let your children go and travel by themselves or go and adventure and do things by themselves, because this world has now become such a really, really horrid place. But for me that night, I slept so satisfied. It was a feeling I feel to date on every adventure I go for. And even the adventures to come that I'll share, and the travel that I've had, and all the fun things that I've done, all that I've learned in and through them of this amazing world that the Lord has for us. Yeah, so that was my first adventure travel as a 9-year-old girl living in this Nairobi of ours.